Okay, it's Tuesday, April 20th, about 9:40 in the morning. It's really beautiful day here. Now I'm in Thorndike, Maine here. I came up here to look at all the railroad stuff that's in this town. It's this Belfast and Moosehead Lake Railroad goes through here, and there's a lot of their stuff here. Rolling stock, and I thought I'd take a walk down and video all that.
Turn right onto Depot Street, then turn left onto Maine 139 East.
Quite a drive from where I live to get here, actually. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. They have a lot of stuff in, the Belfast and Moosehead Lake has a lot of stuff in Brooks as well, which is...
Take the next left onto Maine 139 East.
From where I am here. Now look at this. An old combine or baggage type car. I like that roof. That's the old clear story roof. There used to be windows in those. Hopefully I won't get thrown off the property before all this is videoed. So here you got, obviously, an engine house. I forget where the Belfast and Moosehead Lake stops. It never made it to Moosehead Lake. It did originate in Belfast, right down where on the waterfront, but that's been redeveloped, and they're originating outside of Belfast, a few miles outside of town. Oh, look at this here. Farwell General. Okay, well, obviously this is a siding that car we looked at is parked on. Garden variety. Boxcar Books. Well, that looks like a European freight car. Well, it definitely is. It's not an American piece of equipment. 14,000 kilograms. What's that? 38,000 pounds or something. I don't know. I can do better maths than that, but I'm not going to. Here's another one.
Continue on Maine 139 east for 3/4 of a mile.
It's interesting. Totally different approach than ours, than Americans. Well, look at the bird's nest. That's interesting. I wonder if these are permanent. No, that's weird. The coupling, usually there's see these buffers, these shock absorbers. So in between each car has a pair of these. And then that's the coupler, the hook. Completely different from U.S. practice. Yeah, now here's a look at that stuff in there. So this was a chair car, obviously. A coach. Well, it looks like they have a Maine Central caboose. That's every railroad nut's dream, right? To have a caboose. Private property, no trespassing. Got a little rot there in the cupola. Now this one here, it says Maine Central, maintenance of way, MW 948. This originally must have been just a chair car, I imagine. Although maybe it was a baggage car. Look at you can see where there was a large door there. It does have a passenger entry at this end. really large trucks, 3-axle trucks. Yeah, you see directly straight ahead, that looks like maybe there was a baggage door there, a sliding door. I don't know. Private property, keep out. That's nice new ties here. Wouldn't mind having some of those. Do not hump. Now here, this is an old one, but it's still a steel underframe, whatever it was originally. Not a truss rod type car. This is Maintenance Way to MW. Lighter weight car. 2-axle trucks. Now I wonder what this is all about, this opening here. That must have been done later by part of the excursion train thing or something. This is an interesting guardrail here. What's that? There's one on the other side, the same. It's got that fluted top. Bunch of rail here. Last time I was in Brooks, I had a lot of European passenger equipment down there.
In 800 feet, make a U-turn.
Look at this. This is that, I forget what that tree is. They're like a weed. Horrible. So here we have a more modern American prototype passenger car. I wouldn't be surprised if this had been a diner, but you see how the windows only start maybe halfway across, and this section here with no windows and that vent up there, that might have been the kitchen. And all the stuff under a huge, I think that must be a water tank under there. Look at this. This has got a maintenance stencil on the brake cylinder. COTS 7114. That's got to be 2014, I imagine. COTS. That indicates some location where that was done. I don't know what the code is. Here's another stencil that says Mac WS lubricated something, then Mac WS. Yeah, so here's the American prototype coupling arrangement. Quite a bit different from the Euro. Now we got another passenger car, chair car, they call them. Looks like the original windows were removed. Replace those small things. This is an older one with a 3-axle truck, a clear story roof, probably no air conditioning. I wonder if they have a roof leak or something. Look at this shit up here. That's too bad. Water, once it gets in, does a lot of damage. Oh, here I have a little flat car. I wonder if this was like a crane tender or something for maintenance away. Has no reporting marks on it that I can see. These trucks, the T section truck is pretty old. I don't know the exact date, but they were supplanted later by this one here, which is usually just known as the Bettendorf, but a lot of companies made this. I mean, Bettendorf could have made these too. I don't know. This is AAR 1947. Pretty old. And you see these are the bearings. They had to fill that tank up to, well, till it would start leaking out. And The bearing is on top of the journal. It's just a piece of Babbitt's material, bearing material. And in the oil, it's just the bearing, the journal picks up oil as it rotates and keeps the bearing lubricated. The same with these. Well, actually, this one's looks like this one's had its. It's got it looks like it has a roller bearing in there. It's been modified. That's not a standard. See, those are the brake shoes right there. Okay, this is interesting. These are the people that owned the car. And the railroad paid them. Yeah, so this is a Maine Central. Maine Central. $98.30. This is a fairly new boxcar. I think it's, well, new meaning probably after 1950, maybe even. I gotta stop for a second here. Okay, back again. Had to take a little break. Yeah, I don't know what if I was a real freight car freak, I could tell you what type of car that is. Like Pullman Standard, I don't know. Well, here we got a tank car that Maine Central must have bought from somebody else, and they used it for maintenance of way. An SCHX. Boy, those are the original. Maybe not. 41505, yeah. SCHX. That's the funny thing about tank cars. A lot of them are owned by, by various companies, not owned by the railroad. Okay, this truck here is made by Barber. Oh, people call them Bettendorf. They refer to these as Bettendorf trucks, but there are a lot of little detail differences, and they were made by different companies. So, valve attached, leased to Far Yarns, McCaddenville, North Carolina. Here we have another Maine Central freight car. This was slightly different than the last one. You can notice on the end here is different from the end on this one. Also, the bottom sill on this car is different from the bottom sill on this car. Here's another Canal National Bank, Rockford, WS 78. Okay, WS, so that means reweighed in 1078. WS, I don't know where. That's a location, some location. They would stencil, if they repainted or reweighed, they stenciled that information here. Now, usually cots lubricated. Back. Huh. Yeah, I think this is BLT, built 661. So the car was built in 1961. And then here it says inspected in 1078. That's like 17 years. That's quite a while. Usually I think they typically went through a big reweigh inspection every 10 years. I don't know what the hell was here. Some factory. Probably was a customer of this railroad, maybe. Who knows? Pretty good sized place. Yeah. Oh, we got a nice pair of passenger car trucks here. $225.82 is a date there. Roll of bearings. These had brake shoes on the front and the rear of each wheel. Rear brake shoes on this are missing. Look at this. So these were the coupler stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if in that square opening on the car originally there was a big spring as a kind of a buffer. Oh no, that one's got something in it. I don't know. This has got some kind of a drive unit on the middle of the axle. Maybe drove a generator or something for the car, passenger car power. Interesting. This is the this prevents this from torquing. When this is generating power, it'll generate torque along a twist. So you get that to hold it in place. God. So the car frame actually sat on this. The suspension, of course, was down here. And the centerpiece could tilt this way or that way as the car tilted. Now we got some more boxcars here. This will be the end of the video. I think I'm going to go on the other side. The sun is better over on this side. If I go up to the far car and work my way back, the sun will be behind me. There's somebody's old lunchbox there. Tires. Other junk. Tires, they make perfect mosquito breeding ground. With a little warm water. All right, so this is interesting. This car has a thermometer. '82. This must have been. This was built in July of '63. BAR Bangor in a roost stock. So maybe it's just insulated. I don't know. No, there's a sign of it. They must have had a power motor in there to run the refrigeration. They shipped a lot of stuff. The bar, they handled a lot of potatoes. They had to protect those. In the winter, they had to protect them from freezing. So this has got roller bearings. I don't know if by '72 they were built that way or not. Looks like that truck was built that way, though, not modified. Yeah, so this is a plug door, which is typical of a refrigerator or temperature controlled car. Seals off the inside. And you see this step here. Reefers had those under the door. For some reason, boxcars don't. I don't know why. Reefers needed it, boxcars don't. This pink car here is the same. There's your refrigeration unit in there. Everything's been painted over on this. It's a thermometer still. Oh, there's an outlet. Well, this here must have been a fuel tank for the motor that ran the compressor on the refrigeration unit. Now here we go again, a couple of. So this boxcar has the same end as the first one we looked at. So this is the same, made by the same company. Up there's the handbrake. On the side, and you crank that wheel and it would pull up this, tighten that chain, and put the brakes on. This one here has been converted as well to roller bearings. A running board was removed. This was built in 51. That's pretty old. Reconditioned in 75 and inspected in 75. Mac at WS. WS is one of their shops. Don't know where. Rebuilt 575. The Maine Central. Yeah, see the guys that had to jump into these, they don't have a step, so they had to be more athletic, I guess, or something. There's the retaining valve. There's a WS 575 again. And here we are again with the same bank, Canal National. GBPPG. Don't know what all that is. Again, this one has the same end. So there's three of a kind. Here, this boxcar. Again, built in 551, reconditioned in 74. Rebuilt 974. All right, so it's the same bank again. Canal National. XM, that's the type of car. It's an XM. That's the model of boxcar, I believe. Okay, so now I'm going to walk back. I think I'll walk back on the road here. Look at this circular thing. Huh. Oh, I messed up. I think somehow I shut the camera off. That happens to me a lot. But I think this was a grain. I don't know where I shut it off, but I'm pretty sure this was a grain place. Those circular structures were probably silos. You've got a track there for feed and seed to come, and you got a place here where a truck could come and get it. There's a lot of farms around here. They must have had a feed and seed place. All right, well, that's it for today.